It's been a long road out of California, but almost 4 decades after they formed, the Eagles are still flying. The band behind 2 of the best-selling albums of all time are back on tour, and they're performing at the O2 in London. Our showbiz correspondent Steve Hargrave has been to meet the drummer and singer, Don Henley.
They are the band who, to so many people, sum up the classic 70s Californian country rock scene. On the dark desert highway. And he is the man who sits behind the drum kit and sings some of their biggest hits. Hotel California, Desperado, Life in the Fast Lane, all classics by the Eagles, and all written by and brought to life by this man, Mr. Don Henley. The band are back on these shores in the middle of 5 sold-out nights at London's O2 Arena, and we got to catch up with the man himself. Don Henley, welcome to Sky News, sir. Pleasure to have you here with us today. Normally in these sort of interviews, we don't get the drummer because the drummer never speaks. I can say welcome back to London because London's like a second home for you guys, really, isn't it?
It is.
Way back when you recorded your first couple of albums here.
I think we started recording the first album in 1971. Recorded the entire second album here, and a couple of songs on the third album were done here.
The Greatest Hits album is still the biggest selling album in the US, isn't it?
That's what we're told.
29 million plus.
Plus, yeah.
And apparently the last time I counted, 120 million albums sold.
There is moonlight and moss in the trees.
When I think about that, it's like I'm thinking about somebody else. You know, it's not me, the kid from the small town in Texas. It's somebody else.
Did you ever think then that here you'd be in 2008 with a new album, still recording, still playing?
No, not at all. It's no. If someone had told me that back then, a fortune teller or something, I would have laughed. I would have scoffed. But here we are.
What do you feel when you're singing those songs? Is it what you were feeling when you sat down and wrote them?
Oh, it all depends on what day it is and how much sleep you got and how you're feeling in general. You know, it basically depends on the audience. You know, we're doing it for them, and we get our energy. We draw our energy from them.
And one thing I read about you as well on there was at your wedding, you had Bruce Springsteen, Sting, Billy Joel, Tony Bennett.
Yeah, John Fogerty and Sting and Billy Joel and Bruce Springsteen and Sheryl Crow and you know, there were a whole gang of us there, and we had a great time. It went on for a couple of days.
I'm so envious of you. Most people, a dodgy 80s band at their wedding. Yeah. You get the best, the talent like that.
Well, they all did it out of the generosity of their hearts. You know, they didn't do it. I mean, nobody was paying them and nobody was forcing them to do it. But it was just fun to do. It was a great thing to get up and do. It's the best party I've ever been to.
Best party I never went to.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Do you guys keep up with sort of the internet? I know you've got a very good internet website for the band yourself, but how do you feel about the way it's all changing?
Well, I have mixed emotions about it. I mean, the internet is a wonderful thing, but there's a negative side to it as well. You know, there's a lot of piracy going on. And I'm a big believer in intellectual property. You know, we take a lot of pains to write these songs. We spend tremendous amounts of money recording these songs. And so I have very strong feelings about music that is stolen. But I don't know that there's much to be done about it at this point, you know.
It's hard to find an answer, isn't it?
People have been looking for answers for years now. And I don't know what the answer is.
Finally, Don, it seems a horrible thought, but I mean, every tour you do, you go, oh, it might be the last one. We might not be doing another one. We might not do another album, but dare we mention the R word? Retirement?
Retirement?
Does that ever cross your mind?
It's a funny thing in rock and roll. You're not expected to continue. You know, you're supposed to either die young or fail quickly. But as long as 100,000 people in England want to come see us, I think we have great reason to proceed.
Don and the rest of the Eagles play at the O2 again tonight with a few more dates yet to come. But having listened to what he just said, if you don't catch this tour, they'll probably be back again in a few years' time. Steve Hargrave, Sky News.